Today we're going to be taking a look at perfect square trinomials, which is another of our factoring types. So these ones have three terms as well, 1, 2, 3. What's special about them is the first and the last term are perfect squares, which means we can take the square root of them. As we see in A, we have x squared as the first term, and if we took the square root of x squared, that just leaves us with x. Same idea with the 9. We have 9, we take the square root of 9, that gives us 3. So, to put these in brackets, we're going to take the square root of the very first one, which is right here, which is our x squared, gives us x. The square root of the last term, which is 9, so that gives us 3. And then we need a sign in the middle, and that positive or negative is going to come from right here. In this case, it is positive, so we're going to put a positive here, and then it gets squared. However, there are some conditions that we need to check. For this factoring to work, the middle term needs to be 2 times the root of the first, which was x, and the root of the last, which was 3. 2 times x times 3 gives us 6x, so this works. If it does not fit this condition, it cannot be a perfect square trinomial. Same idea on the other side. For B, we have 81x squared minus 36xy plus 4y squared. If we were to take the root of the very first term, that's the root of 81x squared. The root of 81 is 9. The root of x squared is x. So that first term rooted is 9x. We then have our last term is 4y squared. And if we took the root of 4, that is 2, and y squared, the root of that is y. Once again, we can check if it satisfies our conditions. We have 2 times the root of the first one is 9x, and the root of the last one is 2y. So we see 2 times 9 times 2, and that gives us negative 36xy. Now to put this one in brackets, we'll put the root of the first, which we got was 9x, the root of the last, which was 2y, and then that sign is going to come from right here, and in this case, it's going to be negative. So we're going to have 9x minus 2y, and then squared. The reason this works is because if we were to then expand these brackets, we would end up with the exact same thing. We can show that for A over here. If we have x plus 3, that square root is just saying it's being multiplied by itself. So it's x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. And then we can FOIL it. So to FOIL it, we have our first, which gives us x times x, or x squared. We have our inside, which is 3x, and our outside, which is 3x. And those will add together to give us 6x. And then our last, which will be that 3 times 3, that gives us the 9. And that gives us exactly what we started off with at the top here. So that's why this perfect square trinomial works, and you're going to end up with one set of bracket being squared. Hopefully that makes sense, and feel free to subscribe down below for more math videos.